What's up, guys? Dad Rage here, bringing you a Devastator build. We're just gonna hop right into it. So the biggest part of this build is going to be the gun, the
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, so this has Moaning Winds, which is reloading creates a strong blast around you, dealing 38,861 damage to enemies in range of 8 meters, and it comes up every 8 seconds. So with that being said, what you're going to want to do is put it on all 3 of your guns, your primary, your secondary, and your sidearm. Now to set this up, you're going to want to unload the ammo from your secondary completely and your sidearm completely. And then you're going to want to swap over to your primary before either your secondary or your sidearm complete the reload animation. So the whole idea is when you start the fight, you reload your primary, swap to your secondary, swap to your sidearm, let the Moaning Winds go off, and then swap back to your primary. And then again, after 8 seconds, you can rinse and repeat. Alright, now for the skill build. So it's Devastator. Melee skill deals X amount of damage to inflict bleed to all enemies within a small radius. Healing mechanic: as the Devastator, you'll recover your health from slain enemies that stood too close. Every close range kill heals you by 24% of your max health. Receive an additional 15% max health and increase your armor by 30%. Next, we'll move on to Anomaly Reservoir. And then Endless Tremors, which is seismic skills cooldowns reduced by 15%, which goes off of your Earthquake. And then Anomaly Reservoir again. And I go up to Unending Watch, which reduces your cooldown of your Golem armor. And we go down to Paladin, which using your Golem will increase your anomaly power by 45% for 10 seconds. And Pure Anomaly, which increases your resistance piercing by 15%. Perpetual Motion reduces your Gravity Leap skill cooldown by 15%. Anomaly Reservoir again. Won't be using increased bleed duration because everything dies too fast. We'll go down to Endless Tremors, which reduces your Earthquake skill cooldown by 15%. Anomaly Reservoir again. Executioner, which increases your damage by 20% against enemies below 30% health. Anomaly Reservoir again. And we'll head down to Bloodbath, which bleed afflicted on enemies deals 30% more damage. Then Blood Donation, which is a pretty big source of your healing. After that, we'll go to Rejuvenation, which increases your skill leech by 6%. Then up to Protected by the Anomaly, which increases your armor bonus by 40% of your anomaly power. Skilled Sentry, which increases your armor and resistances by 20% for 10 seconds when your skills end. And then Bloodbath again. Pure Anomaly again. And then Earth's Heritage, which increases your Earthquake base damage by 50%. So we'll move on to the items. First, we'll start with the guns. We have the Guillotine. The only thing I'm really caring about here is the Radiation Splash, which reloads cause a small explosion that inflicts vulnerable and deals X amount of damage to enemies within a 5-meter radius. Pair that up with Moaning Winds. Yeah, it's actually an insane combo. It does a lot of damage. I've hit for over 1.5 million with this. Then here we have the Death Shield, which has Fortress on it, and Fortress is actually huge in my opinion for this build. The route that we took down the skill tree of adding more armor and already having a lot of armor paired up with the Fortress buff, it actually increases the damage substantially. And then obviously Lucky, the sidearm, it's just there for the Moaning Winds. Alright, now for the mods on the helmet, we have Blood Shock, which is Earthquake inflicts bleed on enemies damaged by the skill. And so basically this is our setup. So you're going to want to pop Golem and then immediately hit Earthquake. And then after popping Earthquake, that's when I usually do all of my damage, because we already are going to do more damage on a bleeding target. So Blood Shock enables us to use the Earthquake and then start doing damage. And then next we have Seismic Impulse. You can either use Seismic Impulse or Untamed Power. Either way, Seismic Impulse is going to let out a amount of damage every 6 seconds with a 5-meter radius. Untamed Power triggers off of your skills, so it can trigger off of any of your skills plus your melee. And then we have Double Jump, which is just another charge of Gravity Leap, so that gives you 2 Gravity Leaps, which is really nice. I use this because I don't have Second Quake, which Second Quake is a mod that gives you an extra charge of Earthquake. And if you put that on top of Extra Quake, you get to have 3 Earthquakes, which is a lot of damage. We have Earth's Legacy, which increases the skill range by 60% of your Earthquake. And then moving on to that, we have Tainted Blood, which is really huge, especially for the bleeds. Increases the damage dealt to enemies afflicted with bleed by 25%. And we have Bloody Boost, which boosts your damage against enemies afflicted with bleed by 15%. So the 25 and the 50% together, obviously pretty huge. The only thing that I would ever change Bloody Boost out with would be Captain Hunter, which increases your damage against elites by 25%, but I currently don't have that mod. And then we have Human Comet, which just increases your damage of your Gravity Leap. Then Ground Crush, which increases your Earthquake's base damage by X amount. And then lastly, which we had talked about before, is the Extra Quake, which just gives you another charge of Earthquake. And you see here I have a really bad mod that doesn't make any sense, but I was really going for more of the Anomaly Power, the Status Power, and the Cooldown Reduction, which are going to be the main stats you're looking for on your gear. Unfortunately, I got a crap mod. All right, and that's going to be it for me. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to check me out over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/dadrage. If you don't want to head over there, feel free to drop a questions down in the comments. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to leave you with some footage of me running Boomtown.
like I've wandered into some maniac's idea of a party. Look at that. There's a pod here.
collect.